everyone. It's Shane Conto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Cinematic Wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is our monthly show where three guys' passion for film takes us through the history of cinema. And joining me are my co-hosts. It is Adam.
Nice to see you, Luke, and nice to see you too, Dorothy Zbornak. Thanks for hosting.
What do you do for a living? I'm a stand-up philosopher. What are you, a bullshit artist? And our other guest, host, I know, Luke's a host. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Luke, welcome.
Our trio,
I'm
of
just happy
course.
to be here. Hi to both of you.
Sorry,
Yes,
I didn't
Shane
think of that
cannot
joke
make it
until you
today.
started.
B. Arthur is leading the way this time.
Mhm.
I'm getting over laryngitis. Sorry. So, but we're going to be diving into the year 1937, and we have an awful truth for all of you. We're going to be talking about the awful truth. So, there we go. You're welcome. But
Nice.
how we always dive into this show, we start with a little bit of film history and whatever twisted commentary we could come up with it. So let's see. Starting off, we
Buckle
have
in.
Walt. We have Walt Disney's Silly Symphonies short animated film, The Old Mill, was the first cartoon to be produced with a $70,000 multi-plane camera, which gave an increased sense of movement and depth of image, facilitated panning shots, and enabled more elaborate effects. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 1938.
I've seen the videos of how that was filmed through the. I'm not sure if you guys have, but there's like three panes of glass, so it shows the depth of field, but it's shot from up above and zooms through. It's fantastic. It's such genius work, especially for the time.
I'm surprised they already had like a best animated short category in
Mm.
1937.
I guess that was the thing back then. There weren't enough feature
Yeah.
animated films, but Walt Disney had been playing around with animated shorts for at least 10 years at that point.
They were
Mhm.
pretty
And
common in cinemas though for many years because they played before the feature. They had like a card.
Yeah.
That's where Looney Tunes came from, and the same thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
bibbly, 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 bibbly. That's all, folks. Um, but no, it's really cool watching some of those old original Disney films, and you could literally see the layers.
Mhm.
Like you can see
Mm.
how it's all layered in that way. And sometimes it's just missing that special kind of feel. But speaking of animated feature films, we have Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was released, made for a budget of $1.5 million. It was the top moneymaker in 1938 when it made an astronomical $8 million. It was the first film with an official soundtrack and the first film to release a motion picture soundtrack album.
That's almost
Pretty
as big as King
impressive.
Kong.
Yeah.
Merchandising.
Snow White the
Look,
Lunchbox.
Disney knew from the beginning, it's not the money we make in the theaters that's going to make us rich. It's the money
Mm,
outside of the theaters that's going to make us rich.
that's
Yes.
But
right.
Just
to be
ask
honest,
James Cameron.
yeah, they still make a
Mm,
ton of money in the theater too. Just look at
Mhm.
Zootopia with its
Mhm.
$1.85 billion,
Yep.
Zootopia 2. Or in the words of the BAFTAs, Zootropolis 2.
Zoot-
yeah. Yeah, they call it
Actually,
Zootopolis in the UK for some reason.
Sure we do. For
it's
some reason.
honestly, it's a cooler name though. We should have just went with that. But anyway, the first film pairing of young stars Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland was The Thoroughbreds Don't Cry in 1937.
Mhm.
Long before
Mickey
Judy
Rooney.
Garland became an alcoholic and had a sad future, and Mickey Rooney decided to be a Japanese man, we had this lovely pairing, which it's so interesting that they had like teen idols all the way back in 1937. That seems
Mm.
like such a strange modern thing to obsess about a bunch of teenagers. But then it's like, nope, we've been doing this for 90 years.
They knew where the money was coming from all the time. Because the teens
Speak.
could only that's where the teens went and paid their money so they could make out.
Mhm.
Mm.
Speaking of Mickey Rooney, do you know that he holds a Guinness World Record?
Still?
Yeah, he's the one longest movie career, which is 86 years old from 1925 to 2011. And it looks
Wow.
like he's the only actor to appear in at least one film in 10 consecutive decades.
My
It's
God.
pretty crazy.
Because he was like a child actor as
Yeah.
well. That's why.
Mm.
And I'm like,
Mm.
that I don't think that will actually be broken today.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Who do you think could break it today, if anyone? Who's been acting in features as a since a child and has been in one every
Like
decade?
Leo, Ryan Gosling have
Mm?
started like in like well, Ryan Gosling was in
Were they
Disney
in
Mickey
Club.
Mouse Club.
features?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, not Disney Club, Mickey Mouse Club. So if Ryan Gosling lives to be 90 or 100,
Mm.
and it keeps on working,
Well,
maybe.
hasn't McKenna Grace already been in 3 decades, I think, at this point?
Yeah.
She's fresh on the
Yeah.
mind as I watched her brutally get murdered in Scream
Haley
7.
Steinfeld, Jennifer
Yep.
Lawrence.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of nowadays stars start very young. So yeah,
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
all have the potential, but
Zendaya.
nowadays, yeah, but
Michael B.
nowadays, like
Jordan did too, right? He was a kid in The
The
Wire.
Wire.
Who's that?
Yes,
Michael B.
Michael B.
Jordan.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember
Tom
him.
Holland started
I
very young in
Yep,
The Impossible. Yeah. Wow.
I still remember
Sorry
him
to
in
take
The
us off track.
Wire. He was awesome.
Mm.
So can we start a reverse Deadpool where it's like, well, to be honest, we will
A
probably
life
be
pool.
alive. It's
Mhm.
able to see
Yeah,
who
yeah.
actually accomplishes this. Isn't
Thanks for
that a
that
sad
stark reminder.
realization? Uh, shit.
Ah,
On
fuck's
a
sicking.
Saturday morning,
Watch
having
movies because
that
it's the only thing
realization.
that. So it's getting dark.
Well, let's see if this next one lightens things up. In a small breakout role in her debut film, They Won't Forget, 16-year-old Lana Turner was featured with sexy, tight sweatered walk. It made her the sweater girl and launched her career. Wow, ogling a 16-year-old and making her a sex symbol.
So
Definitely
Hollywood.
lighter mood.
So Hollywood.
They
She
didn't stop
portrayed
that until the 2010s, did they?
She portrayed teenaged Mary Clay, who was murdered in a schoolhouse. Well, there we go. So was murdered in a schoolhouse in the opening sequence during a Southern town's Memorial Day parade. See,
Definitely a lighter
uh,
subject.
ogling a 16-year-old wasn't bad enough, then she had to get murdered.
Mm.
There we go.
Must have been a hell of a sweater.
But I heard that's actually Lana Turner. I just rewatched LA Confidential and that whole scene
Oh,
where Guy Pearce is like,
mm.
Hooker done up to look like Lana Turner. It's just like that is Lana Turner.
What a great movie.
It is, and that was a great scene for sure.
Mm.
Um, Judy Garland sang "Dear Mr. Gable" to Clark Gable as a present during his 36th birthday party held on the MGM lot. Composed and arranged by Roger Edens, had adapted the old song "You Made Me Love You" by James V. Monaco. It was so well received that Garland reprised it for her next film, The Broadway Melody 1938. It was Judy's second feature film and her first film for MGM.
Mhm.
Mm. Wow.
So they got a teenage girl to come in and sing a happy birthday song to Clark Gable.
How unusual for Hollywood.
This just keeps getting
The,
weirder.
older movies can be creepy because older culture was creepy like that. Like
What do you mean?
it
What do you
was
mean
very
can
normal.
be? What do you mean can be? And also older culture can, it would, used to be creepy. We don't have to go that far back to the modern day Hollywood.
But but it was very much more on Front Street back then. Then it kind of got hidden behind the curtain, and
Mhm.
now it's like frowned. Of was
Well,
always
now
frowned
it's like you
upon, I
can't
think.
hide.
But you know,
My mind went to a very dark place when I was about to say you can't hide shit anymore because of social media, unless
Mm.
you're the Epstein Island.
I was gonna
On
say,
to the
let's
next thing.
just you wait. Just you wait.
Just you
Mm.
wait.
Crooked Hillary.
So Daffy Duck's first appearance was in
Hmm.
animator Tex Avery's and Warner's short cartoon Porky's Duck Hunt. Daffy, unnamed in the cartoon short and only a bit player, was more duck-like than his later iterations.
Hmm. I love Daffy Duck.
Hmm.
Daffy was probably my favorite, actually.
I didn't realize he's that young, quote unquote. Like I thought Daffy Duck is like kind of the same age as like Mickey and all the rest. Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, he, got introduced in a Porky uh short for sure. So
Hmm.
I just rewatched Space Jam, so I was enjoying some
Yes.
Looney Tunes.
Yes.
So
Horrible
Louise,
movie, sorry.
huh?
Nothing. I'll take us off track again. I'm sorry. Let's move on.
We're going to ignore that Adam tried to shit on my nostalgia and let's go to the next point here. So, Louise Rayner won the second of her back to back Best Actress Oscars for her performance as the strong and silent O Lan, a self sacrificing Chinese peasant farm wife in The Good Earth.
Oh
Hmm.
well.
And I'm 100% sure Miss Rayner was definitely Chinese. Um, Her first win was for her performance in The Great Ziegfeld. See, that sounds
Hmm.
more accurate. She became the first multi Oscar winner and was the first to win an award 2 years in a row. Her win was one of few instances in which an actor or actress portrayed a person of a different race.
Oh.
I do like how that is, just a quote like, "Oh yeah, that kind of happened." I'm like, also that I find it fascinating that like, it was a woman who won the first two back, not only back to back, but first like, actually like, being multi-Oscar winning performer.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Good for her, except for the
Like
part where she played a Chinese woman, but whatever.
that's what I'm saying. Like Hollywood is such a weirdly progressive place. Like it's so weird, but it's kind of progressive, but it's kind of how they go about it most of the time. It's so very weird. So it's like, okay.
They put on the facade of being progressive.
Hmm.
That's
They do that pretty well,
That is true.
mm.
to be honest.
Mhm.
So, during his long film career, top star in the mid 1930s Clark Gable was often paired with Myrna Loy. He appeared with her in 7 films. In a poll taken by newspaper entertainment columnist and radio star Ed Sullivan, later a legendary TV variety show host in 53 newspapers in 1937, 20 million fans voted Clark Gable and Myrna Loy as the king and queen of Hollywood. This couple was presented with crowns by Sullivan on the steps of the El Capitano Theater. However, there were allegations of rigged voting and substantial cash contributions from MGM. The title of king remained with Gable to his death and then was passed on to Elvis Presley. I don't know if that was official,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
there we go.
Oh
I
wow.
wonder if, when there were allegations about rigged voting, like, did people also shout "Stop the count"? I wonder about that.
I heard that they stopped in mail in voting.
Mm. Oh well.
And I also heard your votes didn't count if you didn't have the same last name on your birth certificate.
Ah.
So sorry,
Mhm.
married women.
Mm.
So
Mm.
they couldn't vote, but Clark Gable still won. So
Yes.
there we go. That's it's very interesting that rigged voting and cash bribes from MGM couldn't even get through a regular survey voted for a magazine without some kind of nonsense.
Hmm.
Look at you, Hollywood.
They knew the power of marketing even back then.
Yep, there we go. The musical comedy A Damsel in Distress, with music and lyrics by George and Ira Gershwin, and based on the P.G. Wodehouse story, was best known as the first Fred Astaire RKO picture to not feature Ginger Rogers. Non dancer singer Joan Fontaine was substituted. after they had famously teamed up together in Fly Down to Rio and most recently in Shall We Dance. It was also the first Astaire film to be a box office flop. To make up for their miscalculations, RKO quickly recast the celebrated dance team of Astaire and Rogers in next year's Carefree.
Mm, okay.
I wonder if they're
Never,
going
I
to
don't think I've
cover
ever
that
seen
in
a
the. I've seen Top
ginger.
Hat. I think that's
Yeah,
the main one that I've seen. But I guess maybe they'll cover this misstep in the Tom Holland starring Fred Astaire biopic that's
yeah,
supposedly coming down
that'd
the
be
way.
good.
So,
I'm actually kind of
Mm-hmm.
excited for that, to be honest.
wonder who they're going to cast as Ginger Rogers. That'll be interesting.
No, in
Tom
Hollywood
Holland,
now,
Timothy
Zendaya.
Chalamet, everything.
That would kind of be perfect, to be honest.
I would. I mean, I'd watch it.
And they're
Yes.
like, and why do they call you Ginger? I guess because I'm Irish.
Yeah, exactly. If
Excellent.
Shawshank could
I
do it,
love
this
it.
unreasonable movie can do it too, okay?
Absolutely.
There we go.
Lupita Nyong'o will play Ginger Rogers.
Oh, let's not open that Helen's Pandora box. Hmm.
Uh, just piggybacking off that drama.
When I watch movies about my mythology that most likely didn't exist, I want everybody to be white.
Yes.
Thank you, Luke, for reinforcing that point. Despite the
Well, it's
fact
not
that,
even
like,
that. It's not even that they want them white. They want them to be Greek. And I actually called someone out on, I think it was Threads. That was like, I said, would you go watch it if some unknown Greek actor was in it? Like you'd actually now you all
I'm
these
going to
stars are in it.
see
You're more
Annie
likely to go and watch it.
Hathaway's, though, and nobody's going to tell me any different.
But honestly, they wouldn't even, the movie wouldn't even get funded if it was with unknown actors. It wouldn't
Yeah,
be made. So
imagine Christopher Nolan and a bunch of Greek actors. Just
yeah,
like
yeah, that no one knows about this with $200
Christoph
million budget.
Papapoulos. Yeah, Chris, and
It's
it's
like
like
should
Stavros,
be a
whatever.
this should be a Greek actress. They announced Robert Downey Jr. coming in playing a Greek god. Oh my God, RDJ's in it.
what do you
Yeah.
mean playing? We need to find Greek gods, Shane. Like, no, I want my
Mm.
my Zeus to be a god, okay?
Yes.
Can we also point out,
The outrage.
let's take out a globe. Where is Troy? Anybody know?
Hmm?
Troy,
Anybody?
What about?
You know where
does
Troy
it
was? Modern
was
day Turkey.
Oh, in
yeah,
Modern
You
Day
know,
Turkey, yeah.
it was
you
across the
know,
Aegean, yeah.
you know. If you believe the Aeneid, the land of my peoples, it's where the Romans started, where the
Mm.
remnants of the Trojans. Hey, I swear, if Christopher Nolan announces he's going to do the Aeneid next, I'm going to lose my mind, and I'll be so excited.
Oh,
He'll
But
do a horror
anyway,
movie next.
oh,
I'd be down for
Mm.
it.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Blonde bombshell Jean Harlow was the first film actress to appear on the cover of Popular Life magazine on May 3rd, 1937, only a month before her tragic death at the age of 26 on June 7th, 1937, due to uremic poisoning before the
Mm.
completion of filming for Saratoga with Clark Gable. Damn.
I read that about
Okay.
her when the film we watched of hers a month or two ago.
Yeah.
I read that
Uh-huh.
about her. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
What's
Yep.
uremic? I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what type of poisoning this is,
I
but
remember looking it up, but can't rely on my memory. I don't know.
being a, well, that doesn't matter how. Dying at 26 years old is really sad.
Yes,
So,
That is
tragic. Yeah.
insane.
Mm.
huge tragedy by the Bee Gees. I cannot attempt to sing anything at the moment, so you'll be spared. Um, the first three-strip Technicolor film shot in Europe and the British Isles was the dramatic romance Wings of the Morning.
Hmm.
Good for
Mm-hmm.
you, Europe. There we go.
Europe, Europe.
Because Europe is one giant monolith of consistency collectively.
That reminds me of that meme. Like, what do you mean you're going for a holiday in Europe? Like, are you going to Paris? Are you going to Southampton? Like, be more specific. Like, those are two different places.
Are you going to like Western Russia? Or are you going
Yes.
to like Monaco or something like that? It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, where are
Yep.
we going?
Yep. Yep.
So these things are very different. Uh
Mm-hmm.
Chester Gold's comic strip police detective character Dick Tracy made his first appearance in the film Dick Tracy, a Republic Pictures movie serial starring Ralph Bird.
I've heard. What a great name.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with Dick Tracy, to be honest. Like, I'm
No.
aware of the movie
Yes.
that came out, and I don't think I've actually sat and watched the whole movie Dick Tracy. But
The Warren
very
Beatty
popular.
one? Yeah, I don't think I
Yeah.
ever did. I heard it was pretty terrible, so I never bothered.
I actually watched it. I didn't like it's not great, but I don't think it's like terribly bad. Like it's fine.
Mm.
Like it's one of those like, hey, how do we adapt these comic book movies? Like how do we actually adapt comic books?
Make it
It
look
was
like the
just
comic
before.
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, it was just before. It was like in the early
Was
90s,
it
if
pre
I remember.
was post Batman, right?
Yes, it
Well,
was
post
post
Superman.
Batman. No, it was
Mm.
post Batman as well. I think it's in the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah. I think they were trying to lean into that
Because
comic
there were
book
like quite a few in the
world.
90s where like, oh, with Batman, Tim Burton cracked it. Look, we can make
Yeah.
comic book movies, and then they made
Mm.
shit ton of them, and most of them were not great. And it's like,
Phantom.
oh well. Until Sam Raimi showed up and like, hey, let me show you how to
Yeah.
actually do this. And
Yep.
And
X-Men.
then Wesley Snipes showed up in 1997. It was like,
Well, yeah, Wesley,
Blade.
Yes.
Blade. There
Yeah.
can only
I'm
be
pretty
one
sure
Blade.
a lot of people don't
Blade.
even realize that it's a comic book movie, to be frank, honestly.
It was
But
so fucking cool. I didn't realize that until, yeah. But I wanted to be Blade when I first watched that movie. I was like,
it
that motherfucker is
Well,
cool.
actually
I'm
saved
sorry to
Marvel
break
from
this to you.
bankruptcy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I don't know if you can be Blade, Luke,
No,
in
nobody can.
2026.
Also, as Wesley himself pointed out, there's only one Blade.
I'm pretty sure
Mm.
Wesley Snipes is he is sabotaging Mahershala Ali's Blade movie. It's the
I,
only conceivable way that I can't imagine that they could actually put a Blade movie together. Like, how hard is it to write a Blade movie?
I think conspiracy theory time. I think he put a curse on that production. That's why it's shut down.
He's
Mm.
like, if it's not going to be me, there's never going to be another Blade. So
Exactly.
there you go. The first issue of the comic book Detective Comics was published in March 1937. In March 1939, Detective Comics introduced Batman. In issue number 27, Batman was the first DC Comics character to have his own serial, Columbia Pictures 15 episode serial, Batman.
No,
Batman,
no, no,
Batman,
no, no, no,
Batman.
no, no,
How
no,
many
no,
more
no, no.
times can I say Batman?
At least
Batman.
twice.
Batman,
Mhm.
Batman. Um, Louis Louis B. Mayer of
Oh, there you go,
MGM
Louis Batman.
Studios had the highest salary in the US at $1.3 million.
Damn.
Nice.
He would have had
He
a big
made a
house on the
lot of
hills.
he made a lot of money to go around, ab- emotionally abusing Judy Garland 2 years later.
I was gonna say, was that the same guy? Yeah, it was. It wasn't it? Yep.
Yep. What a guy. He earned that $1.3 million. dollars.
What a man.
What a man. Six, the original members of the Dead End Kids, young New York actors Hunts Hill, Dippy, Billy Hallup, Tommy, Bobby Jordan, Angel, etc., reprised their 1935 to 1937 Broadway stage roles in the Hollywood film version UA's crime drama Dead End, opposite Humphrey Bogart. It was the first film appearance, and they went on to make more films, including Warner Brothers' popular Angels with Dirty Faces. They would
Mm.
also adopt other names for the group, such as East Side Kids, Little Tough Guys, The Bowery Boys, etc., etc., etc.
Fascinating.
Bunch of fun kids.
Mhm.
And lastly, producer Jed Bull's Harlem on the Prairie was billed as the first all black Western musical of the sound era. It was a singing cowboy film. It was the first all color picture to play on Broadway in a first run theater. Three similar films followed: Two Gun Man from Harlem, The Bronze Buckaroo, and Harlem Rides the Range.
So blaxploitation started in the 30s?
I guess.
Well, it's a Western musical. Damn, I cannot imagine a Western musical, but I kind of want to check it out.
Blazing
Mm.
Saddles?
I was I was gonna make
Yeah.
the joke like, oh, just before
Oh
40
no,
years
isn't
before
Paint Your
Blazing
Wagon?
Saddles.
Paint Your Wagon a musical, isn't it?
It isn't a bad one,
Yeah.
except those are white people, so they screwed it up.
Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood.
Actually, they screwed it up when they cast Clint Eastwood to be in a musical.
And Lee Marvin too, isn't it? The only thing I know about that because they do a skit on The Simpsons one night where they accidentally rent it from the video store and they put it on because it's Clint Eastwood Western and they start singing and they're like, what the hell? Anyway, they do
So,
something else. Good
even more
episode.
importantly, it's about a thruple. How progressive.
Oh,
Wait,
Yeah,
the Paint
wow.
Your Wagon or the oh,
Eight Year Wagon ends with them being in a thruple. I'm just
Oh.
it's
like,
on my it's on my shelf to be watched, Shane. Okay, like no spoilers. No, I actually
Yeah.
bought like a Clint Eastwood collection, and I'm pretty sure Paint
Mm.
Your Wagon is one of the Blu-rays and it's included, so I will watch it.
Ah, I'm a Clint Eastwood
there you go.
collection too.
Hmm.
Well, that's all the film history that I have for you folks. That's all, folks. So, next up, we got a little box office here. So, we already talked about how Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the highest grossing film. I have multiple, conflicting numbers. Obviously, our film history site, Film Site, told us it made $8 million, but one of the big box office websites said it made $14.4 million.
But wouldn't it be like with like re-releases and stuff? Maybe they are counting all
No,
the.
apparently,
No?
this just says 1937 gross.
Okay. Hmm.
So, if I were Disney, I'd go with this site because
Yeah.
this said it made $14.4 million,
Yeah.
and that's more millions of dollars. So there you go. Some of the other films that made a lot of money, Maytime, like Kiki Wedding, Conquest, Damaged Lives, and Parnell. But to be frank, I'm pretty sure Snow White, based off of these numbers, made more money than all five of those combined.
Yep.
So
Wow.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs started Disney dominance.
Hmm.
Mm.
There we go.
It's an
On
interesting
to
time
the
in history
indeed.
for a movie like that to be that big at the box office.
I
Uh,
think it just
Mate,
shows like whatever is new will dominate the
yeah.
box office because people want
Mm.
to see something new. Like the first
Be
Avatar,
curious.
like proper, like mind-blowing CGI. That's why they made
Hmm.
all the money. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Or even Toy
animate, like
Story,
yeah,
because the
like
new
even
style of
before.
animation.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but even before, like the years before, we had like people were into musicals. So all there were like 2 3 years where
Mm.
musicals dominated the box office because people, oh yeah, we have sound now. People want to hear
Yes.
sounds, so let's make them
Yeah.
sing.
Hmm. Mm.
Exactly. So it's like whatever is new. So it doesn't actually shock me as or like King Kong. Damn like proper CG like quote unquote CGI. Made all the
Mm.
money in the world.
Yeah.
Well, it was a
Well.
special time back in 1937. Walt Disney realized if we make films for kids, kids will
Hmm.
drag their asses and their
Absolutely.
families to the movie
Yes.
theater 5, 6,
We're going
maybe
to
10
sell.
times.
Yeah. And we'll
Advertise
sell
to the
four
young.
tickets instead of two.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
For the record, they sold 62.6 million tickets.
Damn.
That's a
And
lot considering what was the population even back then.
I was gonna say,
Would
and
it
back then America would have been
100 million?
not even 300, would be like maybe 200 million, if that.
Oh,
Like
I
I
reckon it was
said,
even less than that.
those kids came back again and again and again,
Yeah, yeah,
dragging their
yeah,
families.
definitely. Because there
I
was
mean, you
no
So,
no Netflix to stream them on over and over again, right?
so to put into context, if you averaged $10 a ticket
Mhm,
today,
mhm.
that's 600.
128 million. So half of the population saw it if it was one person at a time.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
You're talking about it because I was like, wait,
Like
10
that
times
math doesn't
60.
math. No, this would
62
have
million tickets, it's roughly
it's six hundred
half the
twenty million
population.
dollars.
No, no,
Like
No,
if
no.
no,
you,
Guys,
we're having two separate conversations,
yes.
we
Adam.
are. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, we are.
interrupted. So this
It's not
sold
like me. So
62 million tickets. If you
yes.
did that at $10 a ticket, that's a $620 million movie.
I just did a quick
Yeah.
math. It checks out. Yes.
Move the zero over, Luke. That was some low hanging math fruit. So there we go. But yes, that's a lot of tickets for the population of the US at the time.
Hmm.
And if you
Yes.
converted that to today's ticket prices, that's insane.
Yep.
This is a lot
Yeah.
of money. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
there we go. Guess what, people? Kids' movies sell tickets.
Yeah.
Surprise. There we
Just
go.
ask Zootropolis 2.
Yes. Next up, some prestige talk now because it's the Academy Award time. So let's get started with Best Actor. Nominees were Paul Mooney, Life of Emile Zola, Robert Montgomery for Night Must Fall, Friedrich March for A Star is Born, Charles Boyer for Conquest and Our Winner, Spencer Tracy for Captains Courageous.
Hmm.
So, how many of these have you both seen?
One. The Star is Born.
I've seen one other film from this year, and that's Snow White. So I've answered all the future questions for each category.
Well, there you go. Um, Honestly, well, I've seen Captains Courageous and A Star is Born. I probably would have given it to Friedrich March, to be honest.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
Spencer Tracy still gives a good performance in Captains Courageous. And, he was playing a different race. He was a sailor. He was a scrappy sailor. It's funny because I actually watched this movie and own it because my mom recommended it to me.
Hmm.
Nice.
So, which my mom does enjoy getting to recommend movies to me when she watches something and knows that I haven't seen it. So
That's
there you
sweet.
go. Actor in a sporting role because I did not double check my when I typed this out on this my document. Um Actor in a supporting role. We have nominees Roland Young for Topper, H.B. Warner for Lost Horizon, Thomas Mitchell for The Hurricane, Ralph Bellamy, The Awful Truth, and winner Joseph Childkraut for The Life of Emile Zola.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So Adam already stated his perspective on this, but he has seen Ralph Bellamy,
Yes.
his
Yes.
performance. Shucks. That's how I describe that performance, but we'll get to that when we actually talk about the film. Luke, have you seen any other of these besides The Awful Truth?
No, I have basically I'm in Adam's boat, but I seen Awful Truth, Snow White, and Star is Born, so I have seen one extra movie than Adam. But also, just a quick point, Cary Grant is the only actor from this movie not nominated for an Oscar.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
this is insane.
He was he was robbed a lot.
Like, I was like,
That man's too
Mm.
handsome to be nominated for an Oscar.
yeah, he
Yeah.
already won the genetic lottery. He cannot win the Oscar. It'd be too. Can you imagine how, like he would be unstoppable? He'd just be like, no.
It's like this is an acting award. Who are we going to give this to? Look at Cary. Look at Grant's face. Look at Spencer Tracy's face. Who are
Yeah.
we going to give this to?
Mhm.
I'm not saying that Spencer Tracy is ugly, but he is not Carrie. So I don't
Fair.
think that's controversial to say. But I've actually seen three of these films. I've seen Topper, The Hurricane, because The Hurricane's a John Ford film. So
Aha,
I've
of
seen
course.
them all if they still
Of
exist.
course.
And I've
Mhm.
seen The Awful Truth. Honestly, the Roland Young role is a lot of fun. This Topper's a lot of fun. Watch that because of Patrice. Uh, and I would probably give this to Thomas Mitchell for The Hurricane. Thomas Mitchell was like the premier supporting character actor because he was
Mm.
in this. It's a Wonderful Life, Stagecoach, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. All of them.
Mm.
So, best actress, we have Barbara Stanwyck for Stella Dallas, Janet Gaynor for Star is Born, Greta Garbo for Camille, Irene Dunn, The Awful Truth, and famous Chinese actress Louise Rayner for The Good Earth is our winner.
Mm.
So uh, I guess I would, based off the two performances, I'd probably give it to Janet Gaynor personally. I really like that original Star is Born is a
It was
really good
very good.
movie. Has
Yes,
really
yes.
strong performances and everything.
Mm.
But Irene Dunn is very good in The Awful Truth.
Hmm.
Next up, we have actress in a supporting role. We have Dame May Whitty in Night Must Fall, Claire Trevor in Dead End, Anne Shirley in Stella Dallas, Andre Leeds in Stage Door, and winner Alice Brady for In Old Chicago. Wonder if they made a prequel in Young Chicago.
Probably. You know
You're welcome.
Hollywood.
So I've actually seen Stage Door also because of Patrice, friend of the show. So by default, I guess I would give it to her. She did give a really good performance, and her character is quite tragic in that film.
Mm.
Next up, we have directing. We have William Wellman for A Star is Born, Gregory LaCava for Stage Door, William Dieterle for The Life of Emile Zola, Sidney Franklin for The Good Earth, and winner Leo McCarey for The Awful Truth.
I've noticed that. I'm like, this is a
Yeah.
back to back for us. We've done movies that only won for Best Director.
What an interesting little
Yeah.
nugget that is.
Yeah. And we did not plan it at all.
Did Victor Fleming win the next year? I'm just assuming because he had both Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind.
Mm.
It's going out on
Let's
one
have a
there.
look.
Um, I would probably give
Find
it
out next
to
month.
find out next month. Shameless plugs.
Wait,
Love
would it
to
next month? No, 2 months. Next month we were doing 38.
correct.
Not 30.
See, even further out marketing. Come back
Yes,
next month, the following month, and you'll get your
correct.
answer. Um, I would probably give, since I've seen three of these, I think I'd probably give it to William Wellman. I'm big on Star is Born from this year,
Hmm.
obviously, as you can tell. Next up, we have writing screenplay. We have Dorothy Parker, Alan Campbell, and Robert Carson for A Star is Born, Maris Freikskin and Anthony Vaylor for Stage Door, John Lee Mayhem, Mark Connolly, and Dale Van Every for Captains Courageous, Vina Delma for The Awful Truth, and winners Norma Riley Rain, Heinz Harold, and Geza Herzeg for The Life of Emile Zola. And tell me they're not all a bunch of Germans.
Yeah,
If you want.
yeah.
So this is very interesting because I've seen all the nominees except the winner.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Mm.
I think the best written film out of all of these. I don't know. I'm still going Stars Born.
I haven't seen like I've seen only Star is Born, but like I thought that it was a pretty strong movie. So like
Yeah.
I would probably give it to that.
Well, speaking of very strong movies, we got Best Picture.
Mm.
We have nominees: A Star is Born, Stage Door. 100 Men and a Girl.
Huh.
Lost
Oh,
Horizon.
whoops.
In Old Chicago, The Good Earth, Dead End, Captains Courageous, The Awful Truth, and winner, The Life of Emile Zola. Yet again, out of all these, I'd probably give it to A Star is Born.
Mhm.
But none of these matter because what really matters is the Cinematic Wasteland Award for Best Picture. So,
Slim
Adam,
pickings.
you've seen two films. So,
Yeah.
which one do you like better?
The awful truth. As you'll find out soon. Why? Yeah.
There we go. Luke.
So I've seen three movies, and I've given them all the same rating, 4 stars on Letterboxd. And I think between those three, I actually will go. It's close, but I will go with Star is Born because I genuinely think that first version is great, and people should see it.
So, looking at mine, I have seen 11 films
Nice.
from
Mm.
1937, including a few John Ford films. But my top three are my number three is A Star is Born, my number two is Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, but my number one is Grand Illusion from Renoir.
Mm,
Which I that's a shame that this didn't get any attention at the Academy Awards because damn, this is an amazing movie.
mm-hmm.
And like a really amazing movie. So I would highly recommend checking that out. But Awful Truth did make my top five, as did Stage Door. I've seen some really good ones. Even Young and Innocent from Hitchcock came out this
Mm.
year as well.
Mm.
So we did not have a clear winner this month.
It's a
So
three-way tie.
they all win. So there
Yes.
we go. Now, let's talk about our most anticipated films that we want to check out from 1937. Who would like to go first?
I've got a few.
Mm-hmm.
Make Way for Tomorrow, another Leo McCarey film. Yeah, well, at least two this year. That's 4.2 on Letterboxd, so that kind of makes it more. It's pretty high rating, average rating. Next one is one with Barbara Stanwyck called Stella Dallas. It just looked pretty good, from what I read about it. The Life of Emile Zola, we've mentioned it about 100 times, and that's probably for obvious reasons. And the last one's A Day at the Races, the Mark Tyrell film, which yeah, I may have seen that in the past, but I'm not sure, I'm not 100%, but it's one of the better ones as from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good. How about you, Luke?
So, I mentioned a couple. So, make way for tomorrow. Funny enough, the director, I'm just blanking, McCary. He
Mhm.
said when he won the best director for The Awful Truth, he actually apparently said, "I won it for a wrong movie." So I'm like,
Mm,
okay, I'm interested. The Life of
wow.
Emile Zola, I would also like to see because obviously Oscars, and Grand Illusion would be also up there because yeah, that and on according to Letterboxd, right after Snow White, that's the most logged movie or like a highly rated movie on Letterboxd from that year. So I'm like, I'm very intrigued.
It's great. Would recommend.
Hmm.
If I didn't do the if my hard sell earlier didn't convince you, let's do a little bit more.
It did.
So I have The Hound of the Baskervilles because I am a big
Mm-hmm.
fan of that story and I would love to
Mhm.
see this version.
Mm-hmm.
Just recently watched the Hammer Horror version with
Yeah.
Peter Cushing as Sherlock Holmes and
Yeah.
Christopher Lee. The Life of Emile Zola because all these Oscar nominations, I'm like, gotta check it out now.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that I really wanted to see is A Day at the Races because I love the Marx Brothers.
Nice.
Mm.
Make them laugh, make them laugh. That's the most singing you're going to get out of me. So there we go. All righty. So it's time, finally, right? As we've gotten to our film that we're going to discuss from this year, it is The Awful Truth. And obviously, we already discussed some big pieces of it because a whole bunch of Oscar nominations for this film. But what is it about? This 90-minute film is about a married couple files an amicable divorce, but find letting go of each other harder than they originally thought.
Hmm.
Starring Cary Grant, Irene Dunn, Ralph Bellamy, and a variety of some other actors. But Adam, let's start with you. What are your general thoughts on the awful truth?
Uh, well, yeah, firstly, it was good to see the origin story of Ralph Bellamy being the second fiddle to Cary Grant to
Hmm.
another love interest.
Hmm.
That was fun. He deserved his Oscar nomination for this too. I thought he was great. It's a really charming movie. It's very funny. It's very well written. Like a lot of the bickering, a lot of the there's like this really wit crack smart type of back and forth banter between the main characters. It's just a really fun movie to watch, and I've actually got it in a cart ready to buy the Criterion of this at some point soon. So yeah, liked it that much that I kind of instantly went to buy it. I'll leave some other comments till later. What about you, Luke?
So pretty much copy and paste what Adam said. I said in my letterbox review, this is like the definition of charming. Like, I really liked it. I only thing that's stopping me is like I like to call these movies like one premise movie, meaning you can tell from like the first minute or two what the movie is about and how will it end. But because of the cast, because of the writing, and even the direction, like there are some
Hmm.
nice, clever choices where it's like, oh, this is so charming though. I don't mind that it's a bit predictable here and there. It's funny. It's again charming as fuck. Like genuinely, like one of the most charming movies you will ever see. What about you, Shane?
So, as it's funny because as Adam was talking about, I'm like, I don't think I wound up putting this on my to get list. And I would have remembered because it's like,
Ah.
I'm going to get the criterion of this. I'm like, I look up the criterion for this. Also, side note, it has a very charming criterion
Mm.
cover. Really
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
cute. Yeah.
So we're gonna buy that eventually. I'm on a I'm on a not spending a ton of extra money after a 14% pay cut. So
Mm.
no movie buying for me for a little bit. But
Mm.
this film, I liked it well enough that I wanted to add it to my collection. This is not one of those screwball comedies that's gonna break the mold. Like this
Mm.
isn't one of like I don't put this on like the same level as like Bring a Baby and
Mm.
Ball Fire and
His
why
Girl
am I
Friday.
yeah. I kept thinking the front page. I'm like, why can't I remember the name of the one with Cary Grant in it? And Ralph Bellamy in it. But like it's not on that level, but this is really charming.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
one, Cary Grant is very charming. There was one
Mhm.
moment in this movie that got me was when Alexander Darcy's Armand is there, sneaks into the back room.
Mm.
And then Jerry comes in, Cary Grant's there,
Yeah.
and then he sneaks into the back room.
Yep, yep.
And you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, are they going to get in a fight? But no, they're being silent, civil. He hands Armand his hat and just whacks. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
great.
that got me. I'm like, the building up of the silence and then the whack. I'm just like,
Was it? It leads up well because of her when he's trying to wear the hat and he's like, "Has this
Oh
hat
yeah.
gotten bigger, basically? Try
yeah,
turning it around." And like his just ears are poking out from it. And it's
Now it's
and then
more
he's like
becoming.
realizes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah.
there's
It's
like
great.
there's moments like that are a ton of fun. I
Hmm.
I'm not familiar with Irene Dunn, but I think she does a really great
Mm,
job in this film. I
mm,
think she has really great chemistry with Cary Grant. I think she really shines when it's the third act of the film
Hmm.
and Cary Grant has this new woman and this high society party and Irene Dunn shows up pretending to be his sister and she's putting on this
yes.
character and I feel like she really shined in that sequence of the film. Ralph
Mm,
Bellamy is a lot of fun is like the moment where like she finally agrees to kiss him and he's being like
yes.
and, like
Yes.
he's like the most I'm from a small town kind of all shucks kind of
Mhm.
guy.
Yeah, yeah,
And he plays that really well. The cast is
yeah.
great. They have great banter. The story is not complex. It's two people are going to get a divorce and then learn that maybe they didn't completely fall out of love.
Mhm.
And, you
I
know,
think from the I think from the very start, like my first note of this film was that they're getting a divorce out of spite for each other to see who can win the argument. They're never not in love the entire time. It's kind of like a competition.
Yeah.
And sorry to but in over you.
yeah,
But I don't know. I have that disease. If I don't say it, I'm just going to forget about it. But it actually reminded me a lot of the movie we watched a couple of months ago, The Thin Man. Just the relationship between the two leads, how it's just they're very niggly and bantery at each other, and it's just. I kind of like watching those relationships on screen, and this one actually maybe does it a bit better than The Thin Man. But yeah, sorry, just touching on your point there.
yeah.
Mhm.
And like it's one of those types of things where it's like this I love screwball comedies from this era because the
Mm.
whole concepts of these films is just like this couple won't stop an argument, so they're gonna get divorced instead and go on a whole bunch of
Yes.
shenanigans afterwards. I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't see rom-coms like that anymore with like fun little concepts like that. They're all the same goddamn
Yep.
movie
Yeah.
over and over and over again. And you're just
Mm.
like, I want more movies where the only the only professor out of a group of professors writing a dictionary has social skills and winds up falling in love with a cabaret singer who's actually probably the girlfriend of a mobster. Like Ball of Fire. We don't
Mhm.
get stuff like that anymore. It's just
No.
like they're fun
Mm.
little concepts that you milk a lot out of. And
Yeah.
like I had just recently rewatched Intolerable Cruelty from the
Mhm.
Oh
Coen
yes.
brothers. And like that
Yeah.
is a legit screwball comedy.
It's underrated.
It's a famous divorce lawyer falling in love with a woman who just divorces rich guys. Like
Yeah.
that is a fun screwball comedy setup. And
Yeah.
the Coen brothers obviously like screwball comedy, so they made it. But
Mhm.
this has a fun little concept. It has a really good cast. And yeah, there's some good direction from McCary. Like I don't see a ton of like directing in it.
Mm. Mm.
And obviously, none of you can hear my hand gestures, but Adam and
Mm.
Luke know. It's like, it's not flashy. I'm a little surprised this won Best Directing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And apparently, McCary was also surprised this particular movie won Best Directing.
Yes.
But
But
I had a lot of fun
w-
with it.
yeah, same. Like same. I was gonna mention. So you said, "Oh, I like the movies from this era, like the screwball comedies, because of," and you mentioned your reasons. What struck with me and why I think like them with a different from a different reason. There was a scene I can't remember what he does, like, but Cary Grant does something funny. Like I think it was like with the piano or like he fumbles over something, and the lead Irene actually laughs in the scene,
Oh
right?
yes.
But she
Oh, he
laughs
falls over
so
the table while she's
yeah,
singing.
yeah. But
Yes, it's great.
she laughs so like wholeheartedly,
Yes.
which I think this is the something we're missing from comedies. Like because nowadays comedies are like, oh, something funny happens, but it's usually something awkward
Mm.
funny, so everybody feels ashamed, or everybody feels awkward, so they cannot laugh and all that. So I'm like,
Mm.
but this is something we don't see. And I apparently this director's style was very, hey, we don't have to have a script. We improvise a lot of scenes, and that's why
Mm.
Cary Grant wanted to get out of this movie apparently for until he
Oh.
got used to it. And so many things you see are improvised. Many things you see like, oh yeah, no, this was fun. We'll keep this in a movie.
I'm
So
glad he didn't.
yeah,
I'm glad he didn't get out of it because it made him a better
Yeah.
performer in his future
but
movies. Like he must have loved it.
well,
Yeah.
yes, and this movie made him a star. So this apparently is the
Yeah.
movie that made him like a because this movie made a lot of money, not as much as Snow White, but
Not
this
Snow White
apparently
money.
yes, yeah, no, that's Snow White money, correct? But it made still a shit ton of money for the studio and helped establish Cary Grant as the movie star
Mhm.
he will become, right?
Yeah.
So no, definitely like it came together, and it's charming, it's delightful. What I also liked is the very end. how they kind of, you know, oh, it's something different, but it's also new, but it can be different a tiny bit. And then we had the clock and the very final shot when the clock,
Yeah.
when the two people and
Of the
the
cooking.
man goes into the, for the and into the clock, representing that he's going into her bed. And I'm like, that is very cool. Apparently, that
Yeah.
Leo, the director, didn't know how to finish the movie, and somebody suggested that to him, and he was like, "Oh,
Oh.
that's a good idea. I'll do it." So I was like, "Oh, thank fuck for that guy on the set that suggested this ending."
Yeah. I love that ending scene, that
Same,
whole
same.
concept, yeah, with the door. And yeah,
Hmm.
very cool.
Also, special shout out to the animal actors. Like the dog
Mm.
apparently is the same as from the Tin Man. So
Yep.
it's the same. And the cat at the the end, like when the cat is holding the door, I was like, that's kind of
Yeah.
cute. That's so fucking cute. So shout out
I
to
was just about to
animals.
bring up the dog because that
Yeah.
dog was
Yeah.
adorable. And
Yeah.
that's such a fun little motif throughout the film with the
Hmm.
clock
Hmm.
and that aspect coming back. And I love little clever things like that, adding
Hmm.
some
Mm.
dimensions to it. And that whole third act of this movie where she's like aggressively trying to like hook him back in and
Yeah.
pull him back into this, the whole like getting pulled over by the police
Hmm.
and all those shenanigans. It's just so funny because nothing will make you realize, apparently in movies, nothing will help you realize how much you love somebody than watching them with somebody else.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's this movie
Hmm.
is them
Mm.
creating turns, watching them with somebody else and then getting jealous about it and being like, no, I don't think I will get divorced now.
And both
And
of them just happen to snatch like rich wannabe partners as well. I'm like, oh, that must be nice.
Mm.
That must be so nice.
now the long con
Mm.
would have been they each get married to the rich people,
Hmm.
divorce them later, and then pull resources when they get remarried.
Yes.
Well, Kerry would lose half his stuff again, but she'd gain half of Ralph Bellamy's stuff, which is probably going to be more because he's like an oil guy, right?
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
That's the
not
remake
a
we
bad
want to
idea.
see.
It's a, that's the true ending, and then you still end on the clock after they get remarried.
Yeah.
Um, and that's them consummating the marriage in the clock. Um,
Hmm.
but I appreciate Cary Grant for that pratfall through that table
Hmm.
because, like,
Mm.
how many really famous leading men would embarrass themselves like that in that kind of way? And like, it's
Mm.
so funny because my first perspective on Cary Grant was North by Northwest.
Hmm.
So like that's the
Yes.
Cary Grant I saw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Suave and together. And he's not particularly like zany or fun in
No.
that film. And then me going back and watching Arsenic and Old Lace and stuff like
Yeah.
this, I'm just being like, this man can be a clown. And I love it.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
love that for him. This man shouldn't be this funny and that damn handsome.
Oddly enough,
Like,
the only one I can compare him to, and he's always compared to George Clooney, but George Clooney is like that. Like he can be the very
yeah,
serious guy and play the he's not afraid to embarrass himself like that, I don't
Hmm.
think. Maybe he modeled his entire career on Cary Grant, to be honest.
Well, he was like, prompted up as like, the new Cary Grant of this
Yeah,
generation,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
When he had same looks, tanned and
yes,
yeah,
yes,
debonair,
yes.
handsome, but yeah,
And to your point,
he's
Shane, oh, sorry.
no, no, no. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, to your point, Shane, according to Peter Bogdanovich, the quite famous director, like he reckons
Hmm.
this is the first time ever. Like that's why this movie is also quite revolutionary. The leading man does this physical stuff and physical comedy and being silly because that used to be
Hmm.
delegated to the supporting characters because we
Yeah.
need or apparently people at the time needed the leading man to be, as he say,
oh man.
suave, man,
Yeah.
serious. They cannot be silly. But
Well,
so that's what's another like a huge risk for Cary Grant.
I'm glad you brought that Peter Bogdanovich because he did that with What's Up Doc with Ryan O'Neal was playing that type of Cary Grant character while he had the Manic Dream Pixie Girl with Barbara Streisand,
Yeah,
and
because he basically is just Cary Grant from Bring Up Baby, right?
yes, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Maybe a mixture of all of them, to be
because he's
honest.
like,
Of all of,
because if I remember correctly, Ryan O'Neal's like a geologist. He
he's
loves
very
his
stuffy.
rocks,
Yeah, very stuffy,
and
but
Cary
yeah,
Grant's an archaeologist and a
yes. Oh yeah,
paleontologist.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
We did
that,
an episode on your show about
what's
this.
up,
Yeah.
Doc? Yeah, that
Mm.
that had to be like a one-to-one specific reference to that.
It would have
Uh,
to be. If you haven't, have you seen it, Luke? What's up, Doc?
No, that's why
Because you
I'm like,
should. Please, please
I know,
run
no,
to
I
it.
know. It's
Yeah.
one of those big classics I'm aware of. I'm like it's
Yep.
on many lists I track to what I'm gonna watch. So like I know, and I know I need to get to it, but I don't think it's streaming anywhere. So unless I, put on my pirate hat or
You can
buy
get a
a Blu-ray
Blu-ray.
of it,
Yeah, I've got a
and
German Blu-ray of it actually because I wanted it that bad.
back to the
Yeah.
Germans, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Germany
yeah,
get a lot of great releases that no one else does. It's yeah.
Yeah, it's not streaming anywhere for free in the UK.
Mm. Internet is a wonderful thing.
It is.
love it. Internet Archive. Find all kinds of fun stuff
Yeah.
on there.
Hmm.
Mm.
We have anything else we want to say about the awful truth?
I think I'm good. Like, charming is the
Yeah.
perfect word to sum it up, I think. And we
Yeah.
said it all. We all said it, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I've said all of my notes are exhausted.
Well, then the awful truth is the show is over. So that is another episode here on the Cinematic Wasteland. Next month we'll be shaking things up a bit in terms of the type of film that we're going to be watching, as this one was a ton of fun. But next time, we're going to be talking about Alexander Nevsky from Sergei Eisenstein. So definitely taking things in a completely different direction for 1938. But Adam and Luke, thank you both so much for always coming on and talking movies with me.
Always a
Pleasure as
blast.
always, mate.
And luckily, this ended on a much higher note than our film history ones because, wow, we started dark. But we ended with a laugh. And thank all of you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What is your favorite Cary Grant screwball comedy? There's quite a few of them to choose from. Make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding. This We have tons of different types of interests on all of our shows, a lot of them movie related. So if you love movies, plenty of those to check out. And each of us are all doing our own things here. And some of us have some new stuff on the horizon. Some of us probably have too many things, as always. But we all have fun. And if you want to join the crew, and be a guest on one of these shows, or you want to start your own podcast and you have an idea and you haven't banished it to a Google Doc like me because I seriously cannot start any more podcasts, you can reach out to us on our website. And if you like our logo, check out my buddy Joe because he does some great work. And most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Cinematic Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network.